How do you feel about your chances? You guys got a high limit race there later this season. You know, they've been shown to give some pretty big car counts, and that'll draw people, there obviously. How do you feel about that?
It's funny you asked that. As I was talking to Jeremy here, trying to get this technology stuff figured out, I ran into my buddy Cy Lynch when we were over at a gas station here grabbing drinks, and he and I only live freaking a mile as the crow flies apart from each other, so we bump into each other all the time. And he mentioned it, and he and I both agree that this high limit race at Lernerville is absolutely going to be the most intense, difficult field I think Lernerville has ever had for a sprint car race. It is going to be every outlaw, every all-star, every true traveling outlaw. We're going to have 15 Ohio guys. We're going to have the best in central Pennsylvania that even aren't already on the high limit tour. So, I mean, it's going to be the most intense race there. I figure if I can even make the show, it's a hell of a win. I mean, it's going to come down to qualifying, and it's 50 grand. So
Yep.
anybody's going to have brand new cars and brand new big powerful motors, and that's just not necessarily something that we have the ability to work with at that point in the year. So I think we're going to be a disadvantage. The only advantage we have is track knowledge, but quite honestly, there's so much video out there anymore, and these guys are so good. I mean, Brad Sweet, David Gravel, Donnie Schatz, Kyle Larson, they can come in and they're going to run top 3 at any show in the world. So I don't think home field advantage is really that big a deal anymore. So, I mean, we have to, in my opinion, pray that the track kind of slicks off and it doesn't turn into a horsepower motor fest. And hopefully we can put down a decent qualifying lap, and maybe we can get our car hooked up a little bit better in the slick than what some of these other guys can and race our way into the A main.
Yeah, it's something we were talking about today. We're kind of debating in our own Discord, because we're talking about Grandview's high limit race, and that one's only 23 to win only. But,
Yeah.
but we're thinking probably you could probably easily, at least over here, get at least 60 cars, and I could see probably 60, at least 60 for Lernerville if they're paying 50, and you have all that talent around. That could be a huge show.
Yeah, it's gonna be totally insane. I remember making the Silver Cup one year. They had 50 some cars, and I was jumping out of my seat. We transferred out of the heat race. I came back in. You would have thought I won the thing because I was so happy I even made it. And now here we go again. It's freaking 8 years later, and I gotta try and make a show again at my home track because the best in the world are gonna be there. So if we can just put down a good qualifying lap, I mean, we can talk about it all we want. I guarantee you it's gonna rain that day. So no big deal.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
You just touched